Welcome to the Emotional Balance Sheet, the go-to podcast for parents with multiple kids, especially those with twins, triplets, or more, who are navigating the maze of modern family life and personal finance. Whether you're overwhelmed by education or retirement planning, parenting dilemmas, career transitions, or trying to define your purpose and plan, we're here to guide you with empathy, encouragement, and expertise. Hosted by Paul Fenner, founder of Tama Capital, a certified financial planner and parent to 4 kids, including a set of triplets. Our podcast is your ally in the quest for financial peace of mind, proving that money matters, but family comes first. Subscribe now and join our community of empowered parents at tamacapital.com. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for investment decisions. Clients of Tama may retain positions in the securities discussed in this podcast.
What does comprehensive financial planning even mean? At Tama Capital, it means a family office where lifestyle planning such as retirement, college, portfolio management, and tax prep and planning are all under one umbrella. But it goes beyond numbers. We focus as much on the emotional side of financial planning as we do on the financial side. We get you. We understand your challenges of building a family, business or career, and a healthy life. We are devoted to wealth planning for families like yours because we are you. Learn how our family can help your family by visiting tamacapital.com. Hi, and welcome back. Actually, welcome to 2026. I've actually been off for a couple weeks. You may or may have not noticed some time with my family and the kids and Teresa and just try to unwind and enjoy the holidays. Try to take some time off of work, which was somewhat successful, but I have this insatiable drive to do what I do and I love it. I'm very fortunate to be a part of the Tama family community and to help the families that I do work with. But it was a special time of the year, always is. But I am looking forward to being back and sharing this weekly podcast with you all. So let's get started. I had a conversation with a family over break, and they kept apologizing for not being further ahead financially. And I realized we were both wrestling with the same question. How much of where we are is actually in our control? People's lives are a reflection of the experiences they've had and the people they've met, a lot of which are driven by luck, accident, and chance. Not all success is due to hard work, and not all poverty is due to laziness. I read years ago from Morgan Housel, and it's helping me dive into that question I just referenced about what is within our control. When you're managing money, work, kids, all of it, there's just this constant pressure to believe you earned everything good and failed at everything hard. And that's just not true. So let me tell you about 2 families. The first family, both parents are physicians. They make great money. They're smart. They're hardworking people. But here's what they also are. They're the children of physicians. Their parents are doctors. They grew up in homes where college wasn't a question. It was just assumed you're going. Medical school was talked about at the dinner every night or pretty frequently. They had tutors when they struggled. Their parents could co-sign for loans for med school, for undergrad. When they were matched for residency, the family helped with the cost of moving. They worked incredibly hard, no doubt about it. But they also had a really clear path laid out in front of them. Here's the second family. A single mom with 3 kids, triplets actually. She has a full-time corporate career and a side business as well. One of the kids just got into college, first generation. And this mom is trying to figure out financial aid, loans, and how it all works. No one in her family has done this before. She's working just as hard as those physicians, may be harder, but the path isn't clear. The help isn't there. The safety net doesn't exist. But both families are asking similar questions about money and the future. But the starting lines were completely different. And here's the thing. Teresa and I talk about this with our kids often. Our triplets turned 15 last month. They're growing up in a house where financial planning is literally what I do for a living. They hear these conversations. They see the planning. That's luck. That's an accident of birth. They didn't earn that head start. I had a corporate career for about 20 years before I started TAMA. Good salary, benefits, stability. But I also had parents who helped me through college. I had professors who saw something in me. I had a boss early in my career, God love him, who took a chance on me when I probably wasn't ready. Was I working hard? Yeah, of course I was. I was working my butt off. But I also had people opening doors for me. This matters a lot when we're making financial decisions because we tend to judge ourselves and others through the lens of you get what you deserve. If someone's struggling financially, we assume they're not trying hard enough. If somebody's doing well, we assume they've just earned every bit of it. But as we know now, that's not exactly how life works. I see this across TAMA, this generational practice that I've built all the time. I work with clients, their aging parents, and their adult kids. And you can see how advantages and disadvantages compound across the generations. A grandparent who could help with a down payment or couldn't. A parent who understood investing or didn't. These things rippled forward. It doesn't mean hard work doesn't matter, because it absolutely does. That physician family still had to get through medical school. That's brutal. The single mom still had that corporate job and her side business to work every day. That's brutal too, but we need to hold both things at once. Effort matters, and so do circumstances. Because we don't do two things at once. It's hard to hold two things at once. First, we're way too hard on ourselves when things go wrong. Lost job? Must be your fault. Can't get ahead financially? Must not be working hard enough. And yet, sometimes those things could be true, but they're definitely different. But sometimes the economy tanks. Sometimes your industry changes. Sometimes you get sick. Sometimes life just happens. And trust me, Teresa and I had a lot of plans until we found out we were having triplets. But then what did we do? We had to pivot and make new plans. Second, we're likely too harsh on ourselves, or actually harsh on and judging other people. When we see someone struggling and think they should just work harder, they should save more, they should make better decisions, without knowing what doors were or weren't open to them. And here's where this gets really practical for busy parents like us. Our kids are watching how we talk about this stuff. Are we teaching them that success is purely about hard work? Or are we teaching them that hard work matters, but so do things like luck, timing, and who you know? Are we teaching them to be grateful for the advantages they have? Or do we pretend those advantages don't exist? Because the truth is, our kids have advantages. If you're listening to me talking right now about financial planning, your kids likely have advantages. That's not something to feel guilty about, but it's something to be aware of. Awareness, that word I always come back to. But one of the hardest things in life is to get these goalposts to stop moving. And part of that is recognizing when you've already crossed that line that other people are still trying to reach. So in wrapping up, here's one thing I would suggest you try this week. Think about 3 things that went right in your life that weren't just about hard work. Maybe it was where you were born. Maybe it was that teacher who believed in you, like it was for me. Maybe it was parents who could help financially. Maybe it was just timing, being in the right place at the right time. God knows this has happened to me multiple times in my life. But write these things down, just 3. Not because you didn't work hard, because you probably did, but because recognizing the role of luck and circumstances make you a little bit more grateful for what you have and a little bit more patient with yourself and others when things don't go according to your plans. Now that you've made it to the end of another great conversation, are you looking for more? If so, head over to tamacapital.com where you will find all of our conversations. Use the search feature to find the topic or guest you would love to learn more about. Also, don't forget to make someone else's day by sharing our show. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.